Welcome to our podcast, episode 32 on Doctor Who. I'm joined by Sky Slayer.
Yes, I am the Doctor.
Oh yeah, and that reminds me, since we're doing an hour podcast on the Doctor Who, a new teaser just dropped. Um, Let me find that. While I find that, let's start talking about Doctor Who.
The
Uh,
great Doctor.
Pun?
The great Doctor.
Yes. I'll
Whoosh, whoosh,
I'll
whoosh.
send it to you. That they teased a bit more and revealed the titles of the three parts. So the first special is going to be called the Star Beast.
The Star Beast, is it the same star? No, that was a whale.
Yeah. I
Donna Noble.
think the Star Beast may be referring to the little gremlin thingy that they showed.
The Giggle. Oh, yeah. The Fowl.
So uh then special two is Wild Blue Yonder. I have no idea what may be going in that one. And then special three is the Giggle.
Yeah. I just finished watching the trailer. God, that looks so. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's really good. Actually,
There's Donna.
I'll just play it. Hopefully, none of this should be copyrighted. Hopefully,
Well, as long as you at the channel upload, it should be fine.
yeah. I'm mainly talking about the music.
Why did this face come back? To say goodbye.
I don't think that's a plane. It's a spaceship in trouble.
Oh my god, where are we?
I'm sorry, Donna. He's here. Driving you mad.
It's getting ever slightly closer.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the first episode to be aired.
Donna's saying, "What the hell?" was the funniest thing.
Yeah, it definitely was.
What the hell is that thing? If that's the next part of that sentence, I called it. I called it here in this episode. If the end of that sentence is "What the hell is that thing?" I called it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the 60th a lot. So yeah,
I can't wait for it.
3 hours. That I think they mentioned somewhere. It's like, yeah, each one's going to be about an hour. So yeah, 3 hours. So each one will be about an hour. So yeah, that I'm looking forward to them. The Doctor Donna again. Don Noble
I
is
was,
probably
yeah, I'm
my
surprised.
favorite companion, no doubt.
I'm, I'm surprised they brought her back considering the way she left the first time.
Yep. We'll see what happens with that mind thing where her mind is supposed to burn up or whatever. But yeah. And yeah. So we'll see as we get closer to that. Um, let's start back at ground zero. The reboot back in 2005 when Doctor Who was revived.
Yeah. He lived a short run.
Yeah,
Christopher something or other. I think it was because
Eccleston, I
it's
think.
Christopher Eccleston. Yeah. He had. I think it. I think that it was. He was shooting 2 shows at once. I think he or something along those lines.
Um, he had
I
like
was thinking.
some beef with like the BBC or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't have a
I didn't.
long run, but he was definitely fantastic.
I kind of. I kind of like him and I kind of don't.
I
He
think
was.
he did a good job at like
He,
bringing it
he did.
back.
He did alright bringing it back, but the ones that really carried the show was Matt Smith and David Tennant. Both of those guys,
Yeah.
they, they.
Yep. I, this is why I have hard time sometimes choosing between the two, but I usually lean towards David Tennant as my
I quite like.
favorite.
I quite liked Matt Smith.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just when you first meet him, and he brings the watch image back to the hospital, and he just tells them off, and they just run away. So in other words, you should run.
You should.
And yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
Hmm.
I think it's in the first episode of Matt Smith, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it comes,
Like
he goes, he
the
meets
eye.
immediately when, yeah,
In
the eye
other
in the
words,
sky.
run to the eyeballs, the atraxi.
Yeah, the Atraxius, the ones.
Yeah. But let's. Uh.
Prisoner Zero has escaped. Prisoner Zero must be
Yeah.
contained.
They all want Prisoner Zero.
Man, I love the Doctor.
Yeah. But David Tennant. Let's talk about him a bit since he's going to be, you know, returning
Reap.
as.
Yes, I think he's the second one in the whole entire franchise to make a reappearance as the Doctor.
Like, well, there have been like the Doctor specials, but it's the only Doctor that's
Yeah.
been two iterations of the Doctor.
Yeah, because I
And
think back in the
wasted one of the regenerations in the rule of like 12 regenerations.
yeah,
So yeah, David Tennant uh, is.
yeah, because I think back in the OG series, the original Doctor, I think there was another one who also did 2 stints, because I think one of the not the originals, but the precursor to the new generation. I think I could be wrong. I can't remember how it was worked, but I'm pretty sure one of the doctors actually died whilst filming, so they just replaced him with one of the ones that came before him. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was something like that.
Uh, I don't think any of the doctors died. Not even like the really old, the old one that was the first doctor. Like his health was deteriorating, but he did survive until the regeneration, I think.
Because I know back in the old days there was another actor who played the Doctor not 2 times in a row, but and same in similar circumstances to David Tennant.
Uh,
Not similar circumstance, but similar. Like he finished his regeneration, he was no longer the Doctor. Then I think something else happened further down the line, and he ended up coming back as a Doctor to reprise the role. I can't remember who it was, but I'm going to look this up. Give me a sec.
I don't think so because I don't think it would have been two nor three nor maybe if you're talking about the creator um who may or may not be the doctor because it was kind of hinted that he may just be the doctor um the create the curator of the museum, since that was Tom Baker, if that is the doctor and after he retires or whatever, then technically yes.
Let's have a look.
Otherwise, number five, I don't think so. Um, uh, number
Or maybe,
six, I don't think
or
so.
maybe it was the career. Give me a sec. I'm just looking it up real quick. I'm seeing what I can come across.
Seventh, no. Uh, eighth, no. Technically, even though he did get to have a chance to show the regeneration of eight in the night of the Doctor, which was like the thing before the day of the Doctor, um, which was basically
What?
a mini
What?
episode.
All the Doctor Who characters.
Um, it won't be in the War Doctor either, since he that was only a one-time thing. Won't be Eccleston. Won't David Tennant obviously is 14. Not Matt Smith. Not Capaldi, and obviously not with Joey. So yeah,
I'm just having a
the
look
only
at.
potential one is Tom Baker, and
Yeah,
that's as the
that's
curator.
maybe I did my wires crossed. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4.
And the first Doctor did really appear, but he was played by someone else eventually. Um, like the first Doctor and the 12th Doctor. Well, obviously in an episode together, but obviously someone else played the first Doctor. But I don't think any of the actors of the Doctor returned, unless you're talking about Capaldi, who was in David Tennant's era as a Roman guy. Um, then
That maybe
then he, but
I
he
think I might have
wasn't
my wires
the,
crossed.
but he wasn't the Doctor. He was just a Roman guy, and then obviously he would be the actual Doctor.
No, I just thought one of the older generation did it twice too, but maybe I was wrong.
No.
I wonder what the new TARDIS will look like on the inside. Will it be the same as David Tennant's original? Will it be,
No, yeah, that's a good question. Like,
or will it be the leftovers of the last Doctor? Because
yeah,
if you think about it, since after David Tennant does the 4 episode special,
the 3 episode
uh,
special, yeah.
yeah, 3 episode, not 4 episode, the same three. There'll be yet another new Doctor entering the fray. So, will they have to do 2 separate TARDISes or even 3?
Um,
Because because we left off with Jodie Whittaker, who had just regenerated into David Tennant.
yep.
So he would have had to use Jodie Whittaker's for the first one. So they're wondering, will they just keep her old TARDIS or their old TARDIS, and then when they get to the official new Doctor, revamp it then, or will they revamp it throughout the whole entire 3-step trilogy?
Uh, because they may just bring it back since they did bring back David Tennant's one before, because they brought it back for one episode during the episode I think it was called
I'm pretty sure
it
I think it's
was
when Matt Smith and David Tennant did their crossover thing, wasn't it? With the Fizz.
oh yeah, it would have been there too, but I'm talking about another
Ah,
episode. Uh uh the episode where like it's Matt Smith, Amy and Roy, and they're on a planet that's alive and it wants to like consume the TARDIS. Well, and then eventually use the TARDIS. But they go to an old control room, being David Tennant's control room, during that episode.
ah.
So yeah. So they could potentially reuse it again if they still have it lying around or make a new version of it.
My favorite TARDIS form so far would have to be Matt Smith's, David Tennant's, and Peter Capaldi's. They're 3 pretty good TARDISes, I reckon.
Yeah,
The one that
I would have to agree. David Tennant, Matt Smith, and Peter Capaldi's like tosses are all pretty good.
the 13th one was just, I didn't know what to think of that one.
It was just crystals, like
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of interesting.
It was interesting, but I felt kind of, it felt like it didn't like have enough in it. Like,
Yeah, it
you
was
go back and look at,
basically the crystals, and there wasn't much else to it, as far as I remember.
like, Peter Capaldi's had like a whole lot of fun engravings up around above the tube and around the walls.
Yeah, the Time Lord symbols.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe
What?
that River song. That
Uh,
got me. River song got me good.
River Song. The whole
The daughter,
story arc
the,
with River Song.
the daughter of Rory and Amy,
Yep,
and the wife of the Doctor.
yep. it's sad because basically there are three endings of River Song's story. The first episode is technically the ending of River Song, the first time she appears. The episode where that the doctor's grave, where
Oh,
River's
are you talking about the one where they're in the Great Labyrinth Library and she's in the spacesuit and dies?
yeah, the very first episode, yeah, with David Tennant, yeah, that's like the first ending because she dies, but uh, Doctor Uploader. The second ending is in the grave of the Doctor, when the great intelligence wants to go into the timeline, and it's up to Clara to be the impossible girl and save the Doctor throughout his timeline. But at that point, River Song's already, a hologram, just a remnant of her former self. And then
Yeah.
the final ending of River Song is when it was Pia Capaldi, and it's the night before the library episode for River's timeline. So she's about to, go to the library, but, since the nighttime of Beryllium is 24 years, which is a long time for a nighttime. They lived 24 years together. I swear it
But
was longer, but it was 24 years. My memory was wrong. I thought it was like 200 years or something. I was way off base. So when I rewatched that recently, I was like, only 24 years. I thought it was a lot longer. Like 200 or something.
mm,
But yeah. Yeah. Rivers. Rivers. I don't even know how to say spoilers. It's the best description. The
yeah.
best in a nutshell for forever is spoilers. I mean that it says everything.
Yeah.
Um all right,
Ah,
let's talk about good old Matt Smith. So
the hyperactive knucklehead of them all.
yeah, he's a lot more active,
Oh,
like
God.
he's energetic, but also funny, and like Matt Smith did a good job. And
Yeah.
don't tell me the rules. That that was like a great way to like end things off, like. And yeah, Matt is great.
I'm pretty sure um the Pandora's box, that's Matt Smith too, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Pandorica's box will open. That was Matt Smith.
And all the Daleks and the Cybermen and the whatever other bad races come together to try kill the Doctor.
Yeah, all his enemies together to stop him because they think he is the one that would cause the problem when it was actually like River at the
Yeah.
controlling the TARDIS. So yeah, and the cracks through time,
Yeah.
which
Wasn't that tied to Bad Wolf, or was that the first one?
Bad Wolf was like an original series thing where it's Rose obviously does the Bad Wolf thing as like a warning of the Daleks, and eventually it would have relevance again during like series 4 when Doctor sees Bad Wolf everywhere, and it's like, oh no, it's the end of the universe.
Yeah. And I think it all sprouts off because Rose looks into the heart of the TARDIS, which you should never ever do.
Yep. But the time cracks are due to like the TARDIS exploding, and it causes cracks through time, which eventually are healed up. And luckily, Amy remembers, so the Doctor lives. But there's like one last time crack which was used in the like last day of the 11th Doctor, uh, because the Time Lords were using it, I think, to like gain the knowledge of what is the Doctor's name.
The Doctor has no name, as far as I'm aware. Did they ever tell you his actual name?
No, but they
Yeah.
keep alluding to that the doctor's name is like some great secret that can't be told for some reason.
You know what the funny thing is? The Doctor was first birthed on Gallifrey. You would think they would have his names in their ledgers as of when he was born. But no, they don't have his name in the Gallifrey ledger of all people birthed.
Yep.
Like, how could they fuck up something so major? Like, every civilization, every place always has a births and deaths ledger where their names are put and when they're gonna die is put.
Yep.
But they never thought, oh, this kid here, we'll worry about him, we'll get his name, we'll just let him be. And that was their downfall, because they don't know his name. So,
Yep.
he's forever gallivanting across time and space, just using the name of the
Maybe
Doctor.
like the reason why it's like not a concern initially is because maybe his normal Gallifreyan name is like just some random Gallifreyan name, but maybe
Maybe it's,
maybe it's
maybe
like
it's,
more special because after all he says his the name the Doctor is like a promise, so um maybe he chose whatever that name is, that secret, as like a promise to protect the secret, whatever it is.
I'm curious, Gallifreyan language.
And like obviously one reason he doesn't want people to know his name is that his name is the key to his grave, which affects his whole timeline. So that's a pretty big deal and could cause havoc on a lot of time and space. So maybe the girlfriends don't know his name somehow, and but I feel like
Yeah.
that's unlikely because like his
Yeah, it'd be really
family
funny.
would know his name.
You know what the really funny thing is?
Yeah.
If his
What?
Gallifreyan name is just Doctor. Do you know how fucking funny that would be?
Yep.
And they keep looking for his name, and he keeps telling them, yes, I am the Doctor. My name is the Doctor.
Yep. His name all
Um,
the time is just Dr. Bun, like Gallifreyan.
um, let's have a
That
look
that
here.
that be the ultimate twist, like build up everyone's expectations and then just have it be the Dr. Bun Gallifreyan.
I'm gonna send you a list of names written in Gallifreyan with their English counterparts written beside them. Tell me if you can make any sense of this.
Alright, let me see.
Hopefully it opens up to the correct spot.
There's probably some way to like decode it, but
Because it has like most of the main characters' names written in Gallifreyan, like as it shows Doctor's name in Gallifreyan, River in Gallifreyan, Amy in Gallifreyan, Donna in Gallifreyan, Rose in Gallifreyan, the Oda in Gallifreyan, Silence in Gallifreyan, Devourers in Gallifreyan, the Dalek in Gallifreyan, and the Master in Gallifreyan.
yeah. Like there's probably been like attempts to decode it.
Like it gives you like not an encryption key, but like this link I sent you should come up if you scroll down. It should be like a
Yeah, I see. Like
the
different.
alphabet thing.
Yeah.
So, but the way it looks like is all when they write in Gallifreyan, they write in circles instead of in lines.
Yeah.
So like each circle goes well. Each
Each circle means like something depending on its
and
position
yeah, and then it all gets
and
put
the
into one
lines as
layer.
well.
Yeah. Oh, run who world fantastic. Guramino, Alien, Earth, War, TARDIS.
Yep. But yeah, so the Doctor has some sort of name where it's his own name or name they gained at some point as a secret to keep. But yeah, if it
Because
unlocks his grave, that's still very like deadly to time and space.
if you think about it, if he is using his real name whenever he introduces himself to everyone, that's kind of a genius ploy. Because everyone across the universe and timeline is looking for it. And it'd be funny if his real name is just Doctor.
Yep.
They would never ever think to put two and two together. Nah, the Doctor. That's just my stage name. He tells everyone like, yeah, it's not my real name. I just go by the Doctor. But it'd be really funny if really his real name was just Doctor.
Yep. The question is, did they say Doctor at any point when they were right outside the grave? Because if they did say Doctor at any point right outside the grave, that would immediately debunk that
Yeah,
theory.
we'd have to look. We have to look into it. But like, if they don't say doctor near the grave, that would be an ingenious play. I'm hoping I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to check it out. So what episode's the doctor's grave?
It's like it's Matt Smith. It's like one of the finale episodes. It was also Clara. Um, yeah, it would have had to been during the season where it was like half of the season was Amy and Roy and half of the season was Clara. Let me see if I can find this. Doctor Who Grave.
Because even if you just click into like a short clip of it and see if they say the doctor while they're in there, then my theory's wrong.
Yeah, but I'm just
Or yeah.
trying to find it right now. But ads are
Or
playing. Fun.
yeah. Either his name is either the doctor or his name is just
Key.
Who.
The key is a word. Word.
Because those would be
is the
two
doctor's
genius
theory.
names. Like the name of the show is his name. Like well, part of it is his name.
I think it just said the doctor.
Word is the doctor's. Here.
Yeah, Dr. Simeon says doctor.
Word
Okay.
is the doctor's.
So then maybe it's the Who part.
I am late to my own.
that would be another genius play as well.
Let's see if they say her.
Glad you could make it. Jenny?
Open the door, Doctor. Speak. Open your tomb,
No.
because you know what's in there.
I will not open those doors.
The key is a word lost to time, a secret hidden in the deepest shadow, and known to you alone. The answer to a question.
I will not open my tomb.
Doctor, what is your name?
The doctor's friends. Stop their hearts.
Madam, boys, combat formation. They are unarmed.
So away!
Do not divulge our military secrets.
Stop this. Leave them alone.
Your name, Doctor. Answer me.
Doctor?
Do you want me to do that again?
Doctor Who?
Damn it, he says Doctor Who, so. And the thing isn't opened yet.
Okay, so that puts that in.
That debunks that theory. Damn. Good theory. But didn't hold up. But yeah, it would have been funny if it's like the Doctor Who, but they always say either Doctor or Doctor Who, so
or maybe it's just not it together, just like Who by itself. Because Doctor Who's kind of like it's a string of words.
I don't feel like it'd just be like a singular word on its own. But would be if it's a name, but I don't think it would work like
Because if you think
that.
about, when you're saying Doctor Who, you're kind of like saying Doctor Who like as in a question. Doctor Who? But if you
Yeah.
go Who, then it kind of like brings forth like a name, like Ooh. But you know, well, that's debunked. It's not Doctor, it's not Who. Well, it could be Who, we don't know. Do you know how funny it'd be if, like, over, like, all these years, I somehow debunk, like, it's just, like, just, it has to be the word who by itself. Do you know how funny that would be?
Yep.
And then the cast is like, how the fuck did they figure that shit out? I don't know. I'm just brain dead, I guess. My brain doesn't do much thinking. It just does a whole lot of hypothesizing.
Yeah.
That is the correct term, eh? Hypothesize.
Yeah.
Hypothesize.
Hypothesize.
That's when you're constantly thinking about just random things, eh? Like, that could possibly come to fruition.
Yeah, like you
Hypothesize. Yeah.
predict what the outcome of something will be.
Yeah. Yeah. I predict that in 3 days, the sun will disappear out of the sky.
I hope not.
God, could you imagine 3 days from now the sun disappears? Oh my god, that would be an even scarier power to have.
Predicting the future.
No, whatever you say in words comes reality.
Oh god.
Yes, like, you could accidentally say something outlandish and not mean it, and it happens.
Yep. You could never joke about anything.
No!
You just have to live your life in like yes or
Dead silence.
no's.
Dead silence. Don't even speak. Just write on paper. Because you're not speaking.
Hmm.
That'd be kind of cool and scary.
Yeah.
Whatever you speak becomes really. You could quite physically speak alive the TARDIS. And
Yeah.
the whole entire thing that comes along with it. There, okay. It's a double-edged sword. That would be a double-edged sword.
Yep.
But then
Like
if
you
you
could
think,
get things you want, but it also could have disastrous effects if you don't think exactly about what you're about to say. You have to say things precisely and know what you want.
I wish I could have a TARDIS and all the powers that come with it, including the power of the Doctor,
Being
and
regeneration.
and and being able to regenerate as many times as possible. Man, that would be scary. The regeneration part. You know why? Because if you don't phrase it correctly, you could legit end up like the Doctor. Every time you die, you come back as someone completely different, and you won't remember much about your previous life. Now
Like
that would be scary.
like each previous life is technically in there, just
Buried deep.
yep. And it's only sometimes they will resurface. Like
Yeah.
potentially, the Tom Baker one, uh Tom Baker may be the Doctor twice if the curator is really the Doctor, but definitely David Tennant twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like that means the original you would be alive but hidden within until eventually you regenerate back into yourself.
But then I have a question about the double regeneration thing.
Yes.
If you think of the show in a whole, the Doctor. Let's see if I can word this correctly.
What?
The Doctor only regenerates into something new each death. But then, what happens in the timeline? Because in the show, the other doctors are still like out there somewhere in the multi-timeline of the universe of the whole entire galactic space-time continuum. But then, there would be two doctors at the exact same time in the exact same body.
That's if, like, David
'Cause
Tennant's meet
yeah, because
the
if you think about
10th
it,
met the 14th.
because if you think about it, in the what was it, the one where they saved Gallifrey,
Yeah.
every single doctor from the first to the most present all come together and save Gallifrey.
Yep.
Think about this. If that same event happened with the two same doctors, two David Tennant showing up, that would break the timeline, wouldn't it?
Well, just because they have the same face doesn't mean it would break the timeline. And remember, like, the Doctor tends to forget that his mem self because wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Timey-wimey, yeah.
So, David Tennant
yeah.
forgot that he saved Gallifrey, same as the War Doctor who would become Christopher Eccleston, regenerate into, yeah.
Yeah, because apparently at one point in the whole entire Doctor Who franchise, do you know the Doctor of War, the old shabby guy that comes
Yeah.
in? He was actually supposed to be an actual doctor, like, in the show himself. Like, there was supposed to be an actual couple of seasons dedicated with him, but I don't know what quite happened with the whole entire, like, studio stuff. Because in the past, they were planning on having the Doctor of War actually participate in the actual, like, running of the show. But I think they canned that sideline.
I never heard of this.
Yeah, no, because I remember it being either I was listening to a YouTube channel who was like a Who culture place,
I
but also like a whole lot of Doctor Who stuff.
yeah,
Because
are you
apparently,
sure this was something?
well, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. I can't remember how much of it is correct,
Because earlier
but
you did think one of the older doctors was
yeah.
acted twice as the Doctor, so
But the War Doctor, there was supposed to be an actual story to it.
well,
It
they
was
do
like there
have
was,
a Big Finish, which is like the extra Doctor
yeah.
Who stuff where they have more of Doctor Who and there's like
Because
stuff
the Doctor of War was
dedicated
actually,
to like the
yeah.
Time War and all that.
Yeah, because the
And
Doctor of War was supposed to have his own little saga, I guess you could say. Not like a running show, but its own saga kind of thing. Kind of like how Torchwood was a spin-off, attempt spin-off to grab at the glory of the Doctor Who franchise. Which I think went for about 6 seasons.
I thought Torchwood was only 4 seasons.
It's either 6 or 4 or 5.
Let me look this up real quick. Torchwood.
Oh yeah, 4 seasons. 4 seasons. You're correct. I'm using my phone.
Alright, I'm
It's
also gonna look at Sarah Jane Adventures. That was another thing. The Sarah Jane Adventures were 5 seasons. Wow, that's quite a time gap. Because it started in 2007 and ended in 2020. How did that happen? Must have been like the Sarah Jane Adventures must have had like seasons at
Yeah.
different times.
Yeah, I just looked up all spin-offs. There's the way we talked about the Sarah Jane Adventures, then there's Torchwood, then there's Class, then there's Doctor Who Extra.
Yeah, because season 1 was 2007, obviously. Let's see when season
Oh.
2.
There's actually quite a few spin-offs.
Yeah, there's different spin offs.
There's Torchwood, there's Clara
Wait,
and Me,
season 5 was
Doctor Who
in
Unleashed, spin-off.
2011. I think the thing was a little bit off. Unless they had some sort of special in
Oh,
2020,
sorry.
but I wouldn't know.
Okay, let's look at this website. Doctor spin-offs to expand. Okay, no, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at show
And
notes.
wasn't there like a weird spin off with like K9 that had like.
Yeah, I think there was, but I don't know how long it went for.
I'm checking that right now. Um, God damn it.
Because the only ones that come up for major spin-offs, I think it might be this. No, not Sarah Jane. No, who has K9 originally? Isn't that Sarah Jane?
Yeah.
I think K9 might be part of the Sarah Jane Adventures.
No, that was its own show for K9. Yeah, TV series. I'm just looking at it now. Made in Brisbane, Australia. Wow, that's where I am. It was made here, where I live. Brisbane
Yeah,
gang, Brisbane.
yeah, but the major ones, well, the major spin-offs that took apparently quite well was the one you mentioned, Sarah Jane,
Yeah, but
which had how many seasons?
K9 was approximately 25 minutes long per episode, made for Disney XD. Alright.
Because then you got Torchwood, Class, and Doctor Extras, which you already talked about.
Yep.
Oh yeah, now I see it, Kate 9.
And it
Doctor Who
seems
spin-off.
like it had 26 episodes.
Since the beginning of 1963, Doctor Who has spawned a number of spin-offs that do not feature the Doctor. Let me get my reading glasses on. As the main character or indebted at all.
Yeah, so
These
basically one season for K9. It did not last long.
Okay, television, we have K9 and Company, which is the one we talked about. Then there's Torchwood. Then there's Sarah. No, okay. Okay, K9, Torchwood, Sarah Jane, Class, the Dalek books, Dalek annuals. Oh, those are books, not TV shows. Books, audios.
Yeah, don't count the. I already mentioned like Big Finish, which has like quite a few different things. There's a lot of audio ones. We're looking for the main like spin-off shows. And
uh,
knowing who cultured the channel could just have been one of their like random ideas. Like they could have been like just spinning out an idea like,
my headset keeps muting itself because I'm reading on my phone. It
uh,
keeps going. Doo, doo, doo. I gotta keep shaking my head side to side to keep it from. Doo, doo, doo.
yep. But as I was saying, it could, with you thinking there may have been one for John Hurt, the War Doctor, it could have, since you mentioned Who Culture, it could have just been one of Who Culture's, like, just them spitting out an idea for a cool series and not actually something the BBC planned. So, yeah. Anyway, I think it's time to move on to Peter Capaldi. Are you there?
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi. So I'm currently up to like rewatching Peter Capaldi. As I mentioned, I've been rewatching it on the ABC. Um, Obviously, Australian broadcast, uh, not American broadcast, but because I'm Australian, but on ABC iView, I've been rewatching it because they've been releasing three episodes, like one on like Friday midnight, one on Saturday midnight, one Sunday midnight. So it's like always midnight on those days. So yeah, so like Thursday into Friday, Friday into Saturday, Saturday into Sunday. So not like Monday midnight, but yeah, uh so Capaldi is pretty cool. And
I like the opening for him. Comes flying out of a T-Rex's mouth,
yeah,
brings a T-Rex into London.
yeah. That poor dino got turned into dino nuggies.
Yeah.
The real dino nuggies. Bad joke for me. I'm sorry, everyone, but I had to do it. Someone else has probably done it, so I'm not the only bad person. But
Mm.
yeah, Capaldi I like. Eventually, when he realizes like he got that face. Also during the time of Donna, so basically Donna's still Donna's sort of the reason why the 12th Doctor has his face, so Capaldi has that doctor, so Yeah. It makes sense, I guess. Yeah, again, adding on to points of Donna No One. Yeah.
I still can't believe they brought back Donna, even though they pretty much broke her brain.
Yep. Well, see what happens when the specials are out.
Yeah.
But yeah. And, like, um, Capaldi has some of my favorite episodes, like, the Sandman, episode, where it's like, supposedly lost footage, but then the twist is it's not like 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 found footage, but um, uh, then the twist is it was the dust all along.
Which one had the dinosaurs and the spaceships?
That was Matt
That,
Smith.
that like playing fetch for a ball. Because
Yeah,
I
and there was
remember.
also like a Egyptian queen and
Yeah.
Nefertiti, I think, um, and like some other guy there that was supposedly a historical figure. But yeah,
I thought that the dinosaur ship was also Peter Capaldi. I was obviously wrong.
no, because that was like with Amy and Rory, and also Rory's dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Capai's pretty good. Then lastly, Jodie.
Oh, don't get me started on that one. Don't get me started on that one. I understand they tried to do a different flavoring technique with it, but they just did it all. They did it all, well, in my books, all wrong.
mm,
All wrong.
mm,
They brought a bunch of people in who knew nothing about Doctor Who.
yeah, I'm mainly angry at the writers. Like,
Um, it was the oh my god, the that iteration of the Doctor, God.
yeah,
The writers had it all like over. Like if
Jodie
they,
could have been good. It was
she could
main.
have, she could have been better if they kept the original writers.
Yep,
It wouldn't have turned into so much of a shit show.
yep.
Like
I
they
really,
lost,
I really
they
hate
lost,
the
they
thing
lost.
where the Doctor supposedly has infinite lives that we've never seen.
Well, I don't mind so much about the multiple lives because I knew that was going to be at some because the Doctor is that much of a cult gathering. They can't kill him off. It would be bad news to kill the Doctor. They'd get so much hate
Yeah,
for it.
but
So
they
I
could have
was,
given the Doctor infinite regeneration some other way.
yeah. But the thing is, they the new writers completely fucked the storyline. They
Yeah,
completely ruined it. Like, because
yeah,
the way I'm used to seeing the Doctor is Doctor dies, Doctor regenerates, Doctor gets new TARDIS, Doctor gets new Sonic from TARDIS. Not Doctor goes through the town, grabbing scraps of here and there, and then attempting to build a goddamn Sonic screwdriver. That just is not how the fucking thing works. You can't just make a Sonic screwdriver from scratch. It's
I think you could like.
you could, yes, but for it to theoretically, well, in my book, to become a sonic screwdriver, because a sonic screwdriver is 100% a part of the TARDIS. It
Hmm,
came, the sonic screwdriver, I'm pretty sure, came with the TARDIS.
hmm,
And then having someone, like, Okay. I will say my piece about this. Give me a sec. Okay, for example, Amelia Pond.
Yeah.
She made somewhat of a sonic screwdriver, except it wasn't a screwdriver, it was more like a sonic gun. But
Yeah.
it pretty much did the similar effect to the screwdriver.
Yeah, she
But
made
they,
a
but
sonic
yeah,
device on her
but
own.
that was in a world where there was heaps of not moderately heaps of well and truly advanced mechanisms and bits and bobs,
Yeah.
like things that you could theoretically use to make a sonic screwdriver. The way
Yeah.
that they did it for the 13th is they were building out of scrap, like legit scrap, like
Yeah.
old old war, not old war, but old world stuff that theoretically and technically should not have been possibly able to make something of such high quality.
But
Because
the doctor is smart and probably would know how to make a sonic screwdriver out of scratch.
I will say he will have the know how to make it out of scratch, yes, but you'd have to have the advanced technology to do so. Because all she had, well, all they
Well,
had
the doctor
was
has made things out of scraps many, many times before.
yes, yeah, I know, but I'm talking about something that's so high tech. Like I know he's made
There's
like
many high-tech things that the Doctor has made out of scraps during Doctor Who. Even
yeah,
Capaldi made like some weird device out of like racks of like what look like
yeah,
clothes hanger racks and a bunch
yeah,
of random stuff.
yeah,
And
but that yeah, it wasn't like it was somewhat high tech, but it was made of like you could tell it was made from scrap. That's what I'm saying. You could see it was made from legit scrap that he could gather. But when they were making the sonic screwdriver, it just to me it felt a bit half-assed because there it was just I could understand making it from scratch in a similar way that how Amelia made hers in that really high-tech world. Like I could understand if it was a world like that where they had like all the fancy technology where you could have the futuristic technology to make something so small compact.
yeah.
Because technically, if the Doctor was to made a sonic screwdriver out of the Earth scrap, it wouldn't look so flash. It would look more like, I'd say, a wand or even a cane. Not something so small and slender it would fit perfectly in your hand. And like they were using like I think it was a welder, blowtorch. Like theoretically, it wouldn't be so smooth and so perfectly made small. You would have to, because like the stuff that we have on Earth, like to make something of that to be that small and that precise, you'd have to have the correct components, not just going to like a place that's got like a whole lot of junk already there, and like then trying to finagle something that's so small that is like no more than I'd say like what 3-4 centimeters, give or take.
Uh, I don't think the sonic screwdriver is 3 to 4 centimeters. That's
Okay,
pretty
okay,
small. That's
okay.
pretty.
I'll put it this way. Do you know the new TV remote today where it's just got like volume buttons, channel buttons, and like okay, give me a sec. I'll send you a picture of what I'm talking about.
Like, it'd be like 20 to like 30
Because my
centimeters. It would be the size of a ruler. not.
Because to be precise, I'm sending you a picture. Is it like yeah, it's reasonably clear. Because the sonic screwdriver kind of is the size of my TV remote,
Yeah.
which kind of just fits
The
in your hand
width
and
would be like 3 to 4 centimeters,
yeah,
but the
yeah. I
length
just
is much longer.
yeah, that's what I was trying. I get my centimeters and millimeters kind of screwed up, but I just sent you a picture.
Yeah, you
That
should
is
have
the
said width is 3 to 4.
yeah, like my remote is probably the precise size because it fits in the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
How a normal sonic screwdriver would kind of like fit, and, and just to get that made to that size, it took a whole lot of like really small fine pieces, which if you know well the doc does know what he's looking for, but if you were to make something like that from scratch and out of a junk heap, it wouldn't look so slender or so well put together.
Yeah.
It would look more hodgepodge and maybe a little bit bigger and a little bit more wider.
Yeah.
So that kind of like yeah nah, that part I found really gut wrenching because like the longest time I've watched a Doctor, whenever he regenerated, the screwdriver regenerated with him in the TARDIS. He never made it. The TARDIS made the solid screwdriver enhanced every time he died, and every time the TARDIS went to an iteration, so did the solid screwdriver. That's
Yeah.
why there's
For the
so many
most part, except for like the
13.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like Capaldi had sunglasses instead of a screwdriver. After the 11th Doctor's screwdriver broke, he used the sunglasses as sonic sunglasses.
Yeah, but yeah, like making something from scratch that small to be handheld in a device out of a complete, pretty much dump. It wouldn't look so well put together. That's the one thing that really pissed me off. Was the way they did the sonic screwdriver. Even my dad felt the same. That's that's one of the most hated things I hated about that iteration was the sonic screwdriver. It had some good storylines, like yeah, they had some good storylines here and there, but it was just that the 13th Doctor was all over the show. They didn't know what they were doing with that one.
Yeah. Another, like, bad arc was, like, the flux, where, like, time itself is, like, an actual being that
Mm.
exists. Which I don't think that necessarily makes a lot of sense because that means time would technically have its own free will and could affect time on itself and could basically kill whoever it pleases, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Time should just be time.
Yeah, because I'll tell you this much: like when like they had so much of an uproar over this online about the 13th Doctor, like it, as soon as everyone found out that it was being made by a complete whole bunch of people who knew nothing about the whole entire story of the Doctor,
Yeah.
they got so much flack for that. That's why I reckon it only got one season because they got so much hate for like. I was not opposed to the female Doctor at all. I was
There was more
opposed.
than one season. There was like 2 seasons, and
Well,
the
very
flux.
short seasons. The very short seasons.
No, there was like it. There was
Because
2 full seasons. The Flux was shorter. It was 6 episodes, but they were all like longer because it was like specials. Also, there was uh a few specials as well. Like there was
yeah,
two specials
fish.
with
Yeah,
uh actually 3 specials with Daleks, I think, or just 3 specials about it.
because if I remember
And
correctly,
the Legend of the Sea Devils special, and the final special, which would be where that was the
yeah,
Master and then the regeneration to David Tennant.
because if I'm to be correct, the Matt Smith, the David Tennant, and the Peter Capaldi's, I'm pretty sure their seasons went for like what was it, like 20, 24 episodes?
No, no, they were.
I
Each season
thought they
is.
did.
No, they're only like 13 episodes. They're not that long.
I thought they were like 24 episodes.
No, not at all. No season of Doctor Who has 24 episodes in like the like revival era. I don't know about the old era Doctor Who, but they're usually like 13 seasons. I think the closest were being season 4 because it had like a few specials as well. Like it had like 3 or 4 specials after the 13 episodes, and then the 2-part special, the end of time, where it's like the Master who's like going skeleton mode, because his resurrection didn't fully work out, and the Time Lord's coming to Earth, and the Master almost burns up Donna's mind, but luckily
I
the Doctor
I think
planned.
I think I figured out why I thought there were 24 an episode. You know why?
Why?
Because I used to watch it all in one sitting.
Oh
I didn't really keep
yeah,
an eye on. I didn't keep an eye on the seasons changing.
yeah,
That's what got me so confused.
yeah. Because together it would feel like if you count like Martha and like Rose's time together, like it'd be like 26 episodes. But
Yeah, yeah, no, because no, I finally figured out why I thought they were so long. Because I watch on Amazon. Well, I first watched on Amazon Prime,
yeah,
and I don't really like when it came to like the what's it called, the credit scene.
yeah,
I'd automatically hit the next, and I wouldn't look up the top for like the season numbers change. That's what got my mind confused because I watched like I've watched it all in one sittings multiple times, so I didn't really
yeah,
pay attention because I'd say David Tennant, David Tennant, David. Oh, Matt Smith, Matt Smith, Matt Smith. Oh, Peter Capaldi, Peter Capaldi. Oh, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see how you could like
There's
think
one thing
they're
I will
longer.
say. As far as I can tell, the 13th Doctor hasn't made it on to Amazon Prime like the rest.
Mm,
And that says something about the Amazon Prime itself.
mm,
They didn't want to have anything to do with it.
mm. And it also
It
depends
ends off.
on rights because it's very complicated sometimes. But now Doctor Who's going to be on Disney
Disney.
Plus.
Oh, that means we can both watch it if it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because they
Because
have
there's
a
watch
partnership
together.
now.
Because on Disney Plus you can there's a feature called Watch Together, and you can watch Disney Plus with someone else in a different room.
Yeah, meaning when the specials come out, if it the deal has begun with these specials, we can watch
Yeah.
it together. Otherwise, hopefully maybe I could stream it. I don't know if iView stops it or not, but yeah.
Yeah, but that they royally fucked the 13. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. They royally fucked it. They screwed the pooch good and hard.
Yep.
I'm I'm just glad they're bringing back the original writers for the
Yeah.
three-part special.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening after that.
I think they're bringing back Moffat after uh, the specials, so that Russell T Davis is doing the specials, and then I think Moffat is returning for the 15th. So Moffat was the one behind, the 11th Doctor and
Yeah,
Capaldi. So yeah,
like like I didn't hate the idea of the Doctor being female, considering that the Master's been female.
yeah,
But they screwed the pooch with the writing of it and everything else.
yeah. The only thing I liked was the Master in the 13th Doctor. I think
Yeah,
he did a good job. I think the Master was the only thing that was
good,
actually well
good.
written and good.
Yeah,
But everything else seemed like missteps in
I
the wrong direction.
I reckon the people who wrote the Master should have writ the Doctor, and the people who wrote the Doctor should have writ the Master.
Yeah. Whoever did the master bit, like, they definitely deserve props.
Yeah, but they screwed the pooch by getting somewhat of a whole entire new staff.
But it may have just
It
been the
did.
main writers doing the master bits, so why couldn't. How did you screw up that bad?
Yeah, like it's
With the
just
doctor, but you could get the master right.
yeah, they're like the writers for the Doctor side they screwed the pooch good and hard.
Yeah.
That's why when they released when they said they're doing the three-part special, that's why pretty much all the old writers were told not to touch it. They did the 13th
Yeah.
because they brought in a bunch of people who did not know the whole entire storyline or even the history, let alone the story.
Yep, where like Russell T Davis is like a nerd for like the old stuff, like,
Yeah, like the
and
old.
also Moffat also seems to be very familiar with the old stuff as well, as yeah, like Unit was starting the comeback during like David Tennant's time as the Doctor, but during Moffat's bit of Unit's story, like it connected back to like the classic Unit, because Kate Stewart is the daughter of the guy that used to run Unit in terms of the story. So yeah, both Moffat and Davis knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's one of your favorite episodes? I already said mine. What's one?
I have quite a few. I have pretty much the opening to Matt Smith,
Yeah, that's really good. I would agree.
opening to David Tennant,
Yeah.
opening to Peter Capaldi.
Mm,
I think it's the Day of the Doctor, where all the doctors come together. If I'm correct.
yeah, Day of the Doctor. Yep.
Um, I would have to say that the first episode of the Christopher Hunter, that was pretty good.
Hmm.
And the ones of Captain Jack Harkness as well.
Yeah, Captain Jack is great. He was
AKA,
underutilized in 13 because he
yeah,
did return, but he didn't really get
yeah.
to do much at
You
all.
know what? You know what the funniest thing is?
What?
Jack's true identity is the face of Bo.
Yeah.
He is the world's oldest human. Not that piece of flesh on a tanning rack. It's the face of Bo.
Yep. But there was also me, um, that girl that got immortality thanks to that chip that the doctor put in her head, and then she would um me would have like apparently adventures with Clara that were never seen. I don't know if there's been audio things for that Clara and me's adventures, but yeah, they have a TARDIS and traveling through time and space just like the Doctor to eventually one day get back to the Gallifrey so Clara can properly die and not destroy time and
Yeah.
space. But yeah. But yeah. So technically she's also the oldest human as well. Even older than Jack, seeing that she was from like Viking era where Jack was well technically originally from like the 50th or 51st century, I don't know when, but then gets
Yeah, he
like
was.
stuck
He was.
in
Yeah.
the 21st.
I think his his time traveling wrist device, I think it broke. That's why he was stuck in the 21st century.
Yeah, and
I
also
think.
the doctor like disabled it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Unit had it. Yeah, Unit also had it. Because they had in their vault. So yeah, he lost possession of that thanks to the Doctor.
But he was always able to know when the doctor was coming because he still had his hand in a jar in the equals of torchwood.
Yeah, but yeah. Alright, I think that'll do it. We've covered all the Doctor's favorite episodes, also the bad stuff of Doctor Who,
Yeah.
and yeah. Oh, I didn't mention some of my other favorites because I mentioned my favorite, but I didn't mention my other favorites. Don't Blink, really good.
Weeping Angels.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I also like the bank one where they robbed the
Bank
bank.
Heist.
Yeah, the time traveling heist where was the Doctor being the mastermind all along. I also liked how there was Kevin Brighting in it as like the like security system whatever voice over. Yeah. But yeah, those are some of my other favorites. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that'll
almost out
do.
of breath. I'm almost out of breath from all
Yeah,
my ranting.
yeah. I think that'll do it for this episode as it has been an hour and a half and also dinner time for me. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching the Owl podcast. And until next time, peace.
Live long and prosper.